Welcome to today's webinar on simple strategies to transform your life forever. I am Dr. Michelle, and I welcome you to today's webinar. So you may ask, who is this webinar for? This webinar is for you if you are a woman who is sick and tired of being sick and tired. You have the dream job, you have the house, your bills are paid, everything is in control, but you still feel empty. You are a professional woman who is able to lead meetings, handle everything on the job, career-wise. You're a go-getter, you're an entrepreneur, you are handling. You may be a CEO, you may be a doctor, you may be a nurse, you may be a person that is able to handle it in the corporate world, but you feel like your life is out of control. You feel like you're at your breaking point. You're constantly on the edge. You're irritable. You've been trying to constantly go from here to there, but you feel like you're on the edge and you're breaking apart. You also may have been a woman who's been constantly praying, but yet you still feel disconnected from God. So on today, I promise to share with you the number one roadblock that destroys your destiny and purpose, and strategies that you can implement within minutes to transform your life, and also the number one strategy to radically shift your life from ordinary to extraordinary. And my promise for you today is you will have a little more clarity and motivation to take control of your life and stop just surviving and begin to truly begin to live. And the best part about this webinar is you will not have to read from countless self-help gurus who don't truly know your story or what you've been through. You won't have to constantly numb yourself with alcohol, medications to try to help you sleep at night and try to numb the pain, but it seems to never go away. You won't have to tell and learn about tips to try to find the right mate and to go to right places and go into one relationship after another to try to fill a void and you still feel unfulfilled. I promise you, I will not tell you to go and watch YouTube channels and go look at Dr. Phil and all these stories and watching these shows and wondering how your life could be fixed and changed. So let me formally introduce myself. I am a holistic mindset life coach. I have my doctorate in behavioral health. I am the CEO and founder of an award-winning agency with over 16 years of mental health experience and helping thousands of people to overcome depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and mental roadblocks. I love to do empowerment groups and speaking sessions. And also, I am the author of 2 books, Healing from Invisible Wounds and The Stress Factor. So you can put away your credit card, but make sure you grab a pen and take notes. I am here to help. So let's just start with some questions for you to think about. First question, have you ever felt like you had days wherein you had to wear a mask to hide your feelings? Have you had moments more than not that you feel disconnected from God, even though you pray and attend church regularly? Do you ever feel so busy taking care of others and now you feel empty and like your cup is gone? Have you ever had moments more than not of frustration, emptiness, and discouragement? Do you often tell yourself, girl, you should have it together, and all the while you're slowly drifting away and falling apart piece by piece? And lastly, have you ever been so busy helping others while you're crying out for help on the inside yourself? And have you ever had a vision and goals, but you constantly push them aside and feel like they are just a dream? If you answer yes to any of these questions, please know that you are not alone. See, I want to share with you a little deeper about my story. See, I shared with you my accolades, what I've been through, my accomplishments, and what I was able to do and accomplish throughout my life. But I have been at that breaking point. Even though I was out doing ministry, out volunteering, out helping people, out encouraging people, I was constantly drained. I was dealing with a lot of anxiety. I was at a point in my life that I was fed up with day to day, and I was just surviving through the day. I felt so alone because I had to wear a mask to cover my feelings daily because I was the strong person. I was the motivator. I really did not feel like I had a lot of people that I could trust. I was sleepless. I was crying a lot. I was just dealing with a lot emotionally, and I felt overwhelmed. I felt like my world was crumbling right in front of me. I have been where you are. But before we go any further, I want you to know that number one, you are a precious jewel and designed by God. There is none like you, and there will never be another you created on the earth. Also, you have a right to feel the way you do. You have a right to walk in your truth in your feelings. And always know, thirdly, no matter how far you have gotten down, it is never too late to start again. However, the things that has been major roadblocks from you moving forward and living your best life has been hindering you and keeping you from your destiny. So let's go through those. Roadblock number one, society. Society tells us how to dress. Society tells us how to live. That means that you need to have the Prada, the Gucci, all the name brands attire. You need to make sure you have a certain type of makeup, have your hair a certain way, how you're supposed to live. You know, you have the house, the money, the cars, work hard, play hard, live your life, do whatever, live how you want to live. Like society will tell you certain ways of how to live your life. And the cost of that is that we're constantly comparing our level of success to others. We're wondering why my friend and my cohort was able to move forward in a corporate ladder, and I've been working hard. I feel like I should be a little further in life. It brings unnecessary stress, lack of peace, because I feel like I need to be doing more. Roadblock number two, the religious culture. Religion is different from having a relationship. When I talk about religion, I'm talking about just going through the motions, going to church. You go to Bible study on Wednesdays, you participate in the activities, and it's just pray and it'll go away. Just pray and it'll go away. And then if you come in and share your weaknesses, you're looked at the possibility of being criticized. You're looking at the possibility of being judged because you should be going through that. You need to have your way of living, and you feel that constant fear of being able to really release how you're feeling. So we go to church with our masquerade mask on Sunday because we'll go in, we might be crying, torn down, fussing with our family before we get to church. Or if I'm single, I'm dealing with a lot of emotions, and by the time I get to church and I step into church, well, good morning. Well, how are you doing? Well, I am blessed and highly favored. How are you? Well, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. We know the cliches. We know how to wave our hands. We know how to be on cue to shout, but we're still broken in chains. And that leads to a person suffering in silence, that they feel disconnected from God, that I'm constantly going through the motions, but God, I don't feel you. They say that you're supposed to have the victory, but I'm feeling like I don't have the victory. I feel defeated. And that makes you feel disconnected from God. Like, where are you? The lack of faith is killing, and it's killing my relationship. It's killing my ability to connect with God. And roadblock number 3 are family values and beliefs. The concept of what goes on in the house stays in the house. I know in my family, they said, you know, you are Harris, you need to be strong. Came from a strong line of independent women. And the roles and values that were taught to you. You know, what did your family teach you about money? What did your family teach you how a woman's supposed to act? Where are you supposed to be? Were you expected to get an education? What type of career were you expected to have? And then you expect to get married at a certain time. You expected to have a child at a certain time. And then it feels like, you know, we're dealing with a lot of stuff of family secrets and feeling inadequate because I'm not able to fulfill what my parents think I should be. I am torn because I know I want to live my life different, but what has my family system taught me? So we talked about society, we've talked about religion, we talked about family values, but the most major roadblock that destroys your destiny is you. I know you were going to say, girl, you must be talking about something. I know it got to be something else. I know there's got to be something major, 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 major. But it is major, but it's you. What have you been telling yourself? What are the thoughts that you tell yourself daily? What is your self-talk with yourself? Are you being consistent on working on your goals? Are you constantly working on your plan? And even though these things, society and religion has tried to cause an impact and how your family has tried to impact you, the way that I have received it and my perception is going to interact with my people, my relationships, my mate, my family, my children, my pastor, my church members, my community. All of that is going to affect as well. So when I'm thinking these thoughts within myself, what is it that you tell yourself when you wake up in the morning? What has been your normal thoughts through the day? You know, this is going to be a horrible day. This is going to be a bad day. I'm not pretty enough. I feel like I'm overweight. I don't feel like I'm loved. All of these impact and hinder you from going to your destiny and for living your best life. This leads to you being stagnant, not really planning your goals, not really working your goals. This is a major roadblock holding you back. And what we fail to realize is that it not only affects you as an individual, but if I'm spiritually drained, if I'm constantly anxious, if I'm not able to get enough sleep at night, I'm not able to really work on my goals. I'm not really able to give the best to my family. I'm not able, if I'm single, to find that mate that I need to find because I am drained. I am having a lack of faith. I'm at my wit's end. I don't want to deal with anybody. So it does not only affect me as a person, as an individual, but it affects other areas of my life as well. So as I talked about these roadblocks, have you experienced or experiencing any of these roadblocks? And if so, it is time for you to hit that reset button and transform your life. So are you ready to make that change? And if you are, let's begin to strategize. My favorite part. So you said that you're there and you're ready to move on forward. You're ready to start strategizing. So 3 things that you need to do, and I'll share a special one with you towards the end, but you need to visualize it, believe it, and work it. So let's get started. So many of you are professional women or have worked and you're in the world and you're working. So you know and familiar with employee performance evaluations, wherein you have certain goals and objectives and you are rated every year on your goals and your employee goals, your work goals, productivity, or whatever. So as this example, God is our CEO. And we are managers of the earth. He has gifted you to be able to manage this life while you're here on earth. So what you're going to do is you're going to have an annual life performance review. And you are going to do a self-evaluation. And you're going to look at your spiritual life, family, life aspirations, career goals, recreation and stress, friendships and relationships, and you're going to do a rating. 10 is going to be excellent. That means you're working on it. Very good performance is 8 to 9, that you're consistently doing, you're fulfilling the requirements. 5 to 7 is adequate. You're doing it a little. 2 to 4 needs improvement. That means I'm doing it occasionally, but I know I need to do that better. And 0 to 1 means, oh, I know I need to work on this. So I'll give you a couple moments to work on that and do your ratings. Okay, so reflecting on the performance review, what were some areas of strength? What were some areas of weaknesses? And what were some aha moments for you? So I've done this before. So this may be some other things that you may can identify with, because I've done a group with women before with this. And this was some of the feedback that I received. And this may be something that you can identify with as well. So from me working with previous women before in empowerment sessions, a lot of them realized that they were living their lives out of balance. A lot of them realized that they were giving completely to family and others, and they weren't doing enough time to take care of themselves. And that their career was okay, but it kept them constantly stressed out. And a lot of them felt neglected because they weren't truly having that spiritual time and that connection with God due to other responsibilities that they had to handle. So moving on forward. Step number 1 is visualize it. And what I would like for you to do is to go back to a child and that little girl in you. And I can remember as a child, I used to play with my dogs, I used to play house, I used to play hide and go seek, fireman, everything with my family and my friends and my cousins. And we used to go into an imaginary world where we would go outside and play. I would like for you to begin to look at that little girl in you and begin to envision your life again. Envision your life greater. Begin to develop a plan. What is it that you want? And sometimes people say, well, Dr. Michelle, I think I have a plan, but I don't know it all. Write down what you have. Begin developing that plan. It's going to come together, but begin to develop a plan. What do you see your life a week from now? How do you want to see your life a year from now? How do you want to see your life 5 years from now? Begin to work and visualize your plan. Envision your life being greater. So I would like to share with you some success stories of people that I have worked with before. And for sake of confidentiality, I have changed the names and I didn't provide any pictures. But I wanted to be able to share with you success stories to know that change can come. So let's meet Lisa. Lisa was dealing with a lot of low self-esteem. Family values had impacted her life and held her back. She dealt a lot with depression. She became more isolated, withdrawn from her family and her friends. But after we began to work together, she was able to implement skills for self-care. She was able to feel more fulfilled and challenging those negative thought patterns that tried to hold her back. And she began to be more outgoing. And she said, quote, I am thankful to have changed my thoughts to better love me. So are you ready to make that change like Lisa? All right, so let's go on to step number 2. And step number 2 is know what you think you will be. And now you need to believe it. Believe within yourself that you deserve your best life. Learn to challenge those negative misconceptions that have held you back. Become your own best friend. Get you a tribe of supporters that's going to support you along the journey and along the way. Challenge those things that's trying to hold you back. Don't let it take you over. You overtake it. Believe within yourself. Love yourself, flaws and all. Be your own best friend. How you would love on your best friend, be sure to love on you and believe it. So here is another success story of Melissa, another one of my clients. Melissa was a single mother of 2 children. She gave all into her children and felt like she did not have enough to give to herself. She was a career woman. Career was very demanding as well. So a lot was pulling from her, and she felt like she had lost herself in the process. She began to have a little more anxiety. She was just drained all the way around. But the new Melissa was able to connect with women that were like-minded like her. She was able to develop simple techniques and skills to change her life. She was able to begin to look at her schedule and put within her schedule of ways to keep herself spiritually fulfilled. And she said, quote, "I feel like a new woman and a better mother." Are you ready to change like Melissa? On to step 3. Step 3, work it. Work your plan. Okay, you can write your plan, you can envision it, you can try to believe it, but if no action is taken, you need to make sure that you're working it. Write your plan. And when I say write your plan, write it in goals and steps to move forward. Take action, continual action, be consistent. And I know that many of us are independent women. I know there's songs out there about being independent and women empowerment, but use your resources, allow people to help you. And always work on your goals by any means necessary. Work on your goals. Work it. Do not give up. And 2 strategy tips. Start and end your day with something relaxing, whether it be meditation, singing in the shower, journaling, enjoying a cup of coffee, doing something to start your day and end your day relaxing. To celebrate, I don't care if it's 5 minutes that you have. If you're supposed to get up at 5:30, you might need to get up at 5:15, 5 o'clock. To get up a little earlier, to start your day, to wind up and end your day by winding down, not ending your day on the computer, not ending your day trying to get the kids to bed and I'm just going to crash and go to bed. No, take a time to wind down. Also, as you put in your schedule throughout the month, the year, make sure you put in a schedule monthly to celebrate you. And it does not have to cost any money. For me, myself, I would do a foot bath and soak and enjoy that time of relaxation. Whatever you can do to celebrate you, a boa bath, a pedicure, treating yourself to dinner, treating yourself to the movies, celebrating you a little bit along the way, taking a long way home, taking a walk in the park, doing something to take care of you and celebrate you. So let's meet Tracy, the last success story. She had goals, but she had a hard time implementing and sticking to them. She was very active in ministry, but she was not doing her passion, and she was feeling unfulfilled. She felt empty, and she began to think like all of her goals were just a dream. But after we began to work together, she was able to identify her self-sabotaging habits that were holding her back and work over them and overcome those obstacles. She was able to step on the dating scene again after identifying those negative thoughts and attract the man that she wanted, and was able to go to more social events and get out more. And she said, quote, "I at first stopped living because I thought I could never change, but now I feel a new me starting over again." So one key additional strategy that could transform your life is a coach. And the benefits of a coach is personalized support. You get feedback. You get somebody that's going to be objective. You have somebody that's going to be with you every step of the way, and it's going to hold you accountable, that's going to push you, that's going to motivate you, that's going to inspire you, that's going to give you resources, going to give you tools along the way. So I know I have provided a lot of information. And questions you may be asking is, where do I go from here? How do I get this life you shared with me? I want to heal, but how do I move forward? How do I pick up these pieces that you talked about? Like, how can I truly live this best life and go to this next level? How am I able to release all these old wounds that I thought were never going to go away and they have just come a part of me? How can I begin to live my best life? So if you are asking these questions, congratulations. You have made the initial step to shift your life to the greater. So you are ready now to be on the top of your game. You are beginning to view yourself as a priority. You are ready to move from ordinary to extraordinary. You are ready to leave the past and move forward. So everyone has personal goals that are different. So I can't answer them all during this video, but I am here to help. So my team and I have set aside a time to speak with you about how you can apply some of these strategies that were shared today. So here's how it will work. We will get on the phone for about 30 to 45 minutes and we will talk about your current situation, current goals, and initial steps that you can begin to take to begin to develop a personalized plan. The call will provide a little more clarity to help you to take that step to life transformation. And guess what? The call is absolutely free. However, you have to meet the following criteria. Number one, you have to be ready to take your life to the next level. Number two, you need to be prepared to put in the work and do the work to get the life you know you deserve. Number three, you know that you want to be your best for others, so you need to put an investment within yourself. And number four, you see that now is the time to seize the opportunity to make that change. So what you can do is click on this link right here, and it's simple. So once you click on the link, it will take you to this page here, and it'll say breakthrough session, and click book now. And once you click book now, you can choose a date and time, and we'll call you at that appointed time. So space is limited, so please schedule now. Thank you so much. I have enjoyed you, and I thank you for staying throughout the webinar. And I hope that this has been helpful for you to be able to implement some steps to begin to transform your life in minutes. So if you would like to continue to talk, you can schedule a session here by clicking on this link, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Have a great day.